I've got all of these old cameras and cassette tapes and goofy things, and so I've been taking pictures of them and making them into these little card cases and pouches. And so basically, the way you do it, just realized I didn't bring my digital camera with me, but you basically set this up on a white piece of paper, take your digital camera and shoot just directly top down, so you just get a nice front view of it. Flip it over, do the same thing like this, bottom upside down, so it's kind of top to bottom, like so. And then you go to your ordinary, if you're like me, crummy, janky inkjet printer, and you break out the magic paper. There's two different versions that you can use. One of them is this canvas. It just runs through a normal inkjet printer, just like paper. You don't need fancy ink. The other version, I got like the generic Office Depot version. Staples has a version. The cool thing about the softer fabric is you run it through the inkjet printer just like paper. It prints directly onto the fabric, which is just attached to this paper backing. So you print on the fabric, you let the ink dry, you set it with an iron, and after that it's color fast. And so you can run it through the washing machine, dishwasher, go swimming with it. So I'm going to show you how to make these card cases. This one opens on the side, this one opens on the top. And yes, that is Huey Lewis in the news, if you were wondering. And the Muppet movie sound. So the way I did this is I didn't want to waste any paper, so I laid them out. These are, I measured these in Photoshop, so they're about the same size as the tape, so they're about actual size. I can't tell you offhand what that is. It's something like 3 by 5, like that. So I laid them out in Photoshop, top to bottom, for the one that opens on the top, and side to side for the one that opens on the side. So what I'm going to do is, you can do this in scissors, but you know, since I'm going pro today, I brought the rotary cutter, and I freaking love this thing. It's like a pizza cutter for fabric, and it lets you make really lovely straight lines. Yeah, I love that. Seriously, I've been using this thing for like 3 years. It still has not gotten old. It still makes me feel. If you ever want to have a really good day, just sit at a table and have people come and tell you they like what you do. I'm like, okay. Whoa. There we go. Okay, so that's just extra fabric. And I'm just left with this little guy with just a little seam allowance. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold over this top part just about to the edge of the print. Maybe you can see it better if I do it like this. And if I was doing this and being all pro, I would do this with a ruler and a prone folder and implements of destruction, but that's not happening right now. Okay, so I've got the top folded over, and I'm just going to put a little bead of glue. I've been using this thing all day and it's almost empty. Glue that down. And I think in ideal circumstances I would probably put a book on top of this and let it sit for a minute, but since I'm just showing you how, we're not going to be super picky about it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to cut off this corner. Just like that, just so the corners look a little cleaner and don't get as bulky. And now, so I'm just going to fold right along this little center line between the top and the bottom. I'm just going to put some glue outside here. And on here. Thanks, Dad. That's my dad. He came out to see it. Awesome. He was fun to crafter. Okay, so that's like pretty much it. Ideally, I would have a book sit on this for a little while, just to make sure these edges seal up nice and flat, and these edges seal up nice and flat. But that's basically it. So it's kind of crazy, ridiculously easy, and we should all be doing these. And I mean, you could do this with anything. I think if I have time tonight, I'm going to make some of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for tomorrow, possibly some pizza. All right, Barbara Lau.
Hey!
You get the fancy one. The fancy one has a lining in it.
Oh. Okay. Nice. Uh-huh.
Thank you. I really
Ooh, very cool.